Old Mr. Finch, the owner of the Ivory Pages bookstore, died and left me the store. I'd worked for him for 10 years, and this was my future. His only condition, I had to take on his nephew, Robert, as a silent partner, to give him a stake in something. Robert was a smooth talker, slick and focused only on money. My best friend, Leo, warned me instantly, "He's too slick, he's calculating your worth." I dismissed it. Leo was just overly cautious. A few months in, Robert handed me a brand new, shiny silver key. "The back door lock is ancient," he said. "I got a locksmith to install a new one. This is my key, and this is yours. Partnership sealed." The key felt like solid proof of my new life. That night, I tried to call Leo to celebrate, but he didn't answer. He never missed a celebration. Around midnight, a cryptic text message arrived from an unknown number. It was a blurry photo of the back door lock, twisted and broken, with a simple caption, "You didn't see this coming, did you?" I recognized the keyhole instantly. It was the brand new lock Robert had just installed. Someone had forced their way in. My stomach dropped. I kept the week's cash deposit in the office safe, but more importantly, Mr. Finch's sealed, private journal was there, too. A journal he'd told me was vital. I raced to the store. The front was untouched. The back door lock was exactly as the photo showed, destroyed, the metal peeled back. The office safe was wide open. The cash was gone, but the real target was clear, the small space where the journal had been was empty. A thief wouldn't ignore a valuable first edition next to the safe but steal a worthless old diary. I called Robert. He sounded shocked, professional, and ready to handle everything. I called Leo. He finally answered, but his voice was tight. I told him everything. He just repeated, "That's awful," without any of his usual sharp analysis. "Leo, who knew about the journal?" "Only me, Robert, and you," I pressed. "The thief used a key first, then destroyed the lock to fake a break-in. This was planned." "You think I did it?" he snapped. "No, but I need your help." "Where were you?" "I'm leaving town for a few days," he said, too quickly. "A sick aunt." It was a clear lie. "Wait," I said, remembering the text. The number that texted me the picture of the broken lock, it was a burner phone. "Where were you really last night, Leo?" The line went dead. He hung up. My best friend was lying, running, and suddenly unreachable right after a planned robbery. Betrayal hit me like a physical blow. I looked at the shiny silver key in my hand. Was Leo involved? Or was he covering for the one who gave me this key? I told Robert about Leo's strange behavior, and he immediately fueled my suspicion. "I told you he was bad news. Forget him. Let's focus on security." But I couldn't forget the burner phone. I found the small shop that sold that specific prepaid phone. The clerk remembered the buyer. Tall guy, clean-cut, good suit. Paid in cash. It matched Robert's description perfectly. Robert was the one who bought the new lock, knew the cash was there, and now, he was tied to the ominous text. I needed proof. I went back to the store. Robert had left his briefcase under his desk. I remembered he'd set the lock combination to his lucky number and graduation year, July 20th, 08. It clicked open easily. Inside was a small, sealed envelope labeled Robert's Personal. My heart hammered. Inside was a transaction note. It listed a large cash payment and the words, "Key and location delivered, R." The signature at the bottom, in messy, looping script, was Leo. They were working together. Leo was the inside man. He hadn't just run, he'd been paid off. My rage was quickly replaced by a cold, crushing finality. Leo wasn't just my best friend, he was Robert's accomplice. The note mentioned a key and location. Leo gave Robert the safe's location, but which key? That night, I received a second text from the burner number. This time, it wasn't a photo. It was a single, chilling sentence: "The key you hold is fake. Be ready to lose everything." I looked down at the silver key Robert had given me. I rushed to the back door, inserted the key, and turned it. It locked and unlocked perfectly. If the key worked, how could it be fake? And what was I about to lose that was worth more than the stolen cash? The next morning, I confronted Robert with a lie. "Mr. Finch once mentioned a secret compartment and that the stolen journal held the key to it," I said, watching his face. Robert's smile vanished. "A compartment? Nonsense. Stop chasing ghost stories, Elias." His reaction confirmed the journal was the real target. I went straight to the locksmith Robert claimed to have hired for the new back door. I showed the locksmith the broken lock and my working silver key. He snorted. "I never installed this lock. This key is a cheap copy of an old one. It's a fake." The lock Robert showed me was high security. This one, he pointed to the broken casing, was rigged to look expensive, but it's junk. Anyone could have popped it with a crowbar. The pieces slammed together. Robert didn't install a secure lock. He replaced the original, secure one with a fake, easily broken lock to stage a robbery. He gave me a fake key to a fake lock, symbolizing a fake partnership. He didn't want the door secure, he wanted it easy to force open. Leo must have given him the real key to the original lock before Robert replaced it. I rushed back to the store, remembering Mr. Finch's secret compartment. It wasn't a separate space in the wall. I examined the antique safe in the office. I opened the main door, felt along the back panel, and found a tiny handle. I pulled it, and a smaller, dark steel door swung open, the second safe. Inside was a thick, legal document, Mr. Finch's revised will, dated a week before he died. I scanned the text. It stated that the store would only transfer to me upon the safe and public reading of his personal journal. If the journal was lost or destroyed, the entire estate, including the store, would automatically revert to his only living relative, Robert Finch. The journal was the true key to my ownership. By staging the robbery, stealing the journal, and making it look like an accident, Robert could legally take the entire store without a fight. He just needed to ensure the journal was lost. And Leo was the man who sold him the information to do it. I clutched the will, finally holding the evidence that proved everything. Then I heard the front door chime. "Elias? You in the back? I'm here to run the wiring for the new security system." It was Robert. I was trapped in the office, holding the document that would expose his betrayal, and he knew I was there. I quickly shoved the will into my back pocket just as Robert appeared in the doorway, a drill and metal cables in his hands. He was smiling, but his eyes were hard. "Ah, there you are. You look startled. Everything all right?" I needed a distraction. "I found this," I lied, holding up the empty cover of a worn-out journal. "I was just thinking how much I wish I had read it. Mr. Finch mentioned there was a code written inside the cover." Robert took a step closer. His face twisted with fury. "A code? Stop it, Elias. That thing was a worthless diary. Give me the document." He knew I had the will. The friendly mask was gone. Was it worthless? I shot back. Or did the code unlock the second safe, the one with the real will that leaves me everything, not you? He dropped the drill. "You found it," he hissed. "You were supposed to accept your loss." "And Leo?" I challenged. "Did you pay him to tell you the location of the safe and give you the key so you could plant the fake lock?" Robert laughed, a cold, dry sound. Leo was cheap and easy. I gave him the money he wanted and a one-way ticket. He gave me the key to the original lock. You got a fake key to a fake partnership. It was perfect. He started walking towards me. Now give me the document. I had to run. The heavy, cast-iron fire extinguisher was right by the back door. I slammed my elbow into a stack of shipping boxes. The crash was deafening. Robert flinched, momentarily blinded by the noise. In that instant, I darted to the back door and jammed the silver key into the broken lock. Robert screamed and lunged, his hand grabbing for my shirt. I twisted the key hard, not to lock it, but to shatter the already damaged mechanism, then yanked my hand back. The silver key snapped in two. You broke it. Robert shouted, his face purple with rage. It was a fake key, I threw back. I pulled the door open and scrambled into the alley. I didn't run far. I pulled out my phone. I had to call the police, but I needed proof. I quickly took a photo of the broken door lock, the same angle as the original threatening text, and sent it to the burner number. I heard Robert struggling with the jammed door behind me. I had to get to a lawyer. I turned to run again, but my phone buzzed. A reply from the burner number. You were right. The key was never silver. It was paper. I froze. That wasn't Robert's style of writing. It was Leo. He was still here. He knew about the will, the paper key, and he was watching. Was he here to save me, or was he here to clean up his final piece of the betrayal? The sound of Robert finally breaking free and thudding toward me in the alley meant I only had seconds, and I didn't know which betrayer I needed to fear more. I didn't run. I couldn't. The new text message had paralyzed me. You were right. The key was never silver. It was paper. It was Leo. He was here, watching. The silver key to the back door was a lie, but the real key, the paper one, was the missing journal, the one Robert needed destroyed to take the store. If Leo knew that, he knew everything. And if he knew everything, why was he texting me now? Was it a warning, or was he playing his last hand? Stop, Elias. Robert roared, his heavy footsteps closing the distance. I snapped out of my daze. I couldn't trust Leo, and I couldn't let Robert catch me. I sprinted out of the alley and onto the sidewalk, glancing back just as Robert burst into the street, his face contorted in a mask of pure fury. Give me the will. You'll never get away with this, he screamed. I ducked behind a parked delivery truck. I had to get to the police, or a lawyer, but I couldn't risk the will falling into Robert's hands. I fumbled for my phone to call 911, but before I could dial, a hand clamped over my mouth and dragged me into the narrow gap between the truck and a dumpster. I fought wildly, kicking out, but the person was too strong. They shoved me hard against the brick wall. I braced myself for a blow, but instead, the hand was pulled away, and a familiar whisper hissed in my ear. It's me, you idiot. Stop fighting. It was Leo. He was disguised, wearing a heavy, dark jacket, a baseball cap pulled low, and sunglasses in the middle of the night. He looked rough, scared, and desperate. You. I choked out, pushing him away. You betrayed me. You worked with him. You gave him the key. Yes, I did. Leo snapped, looking over my shoulder at the alley entrance. But listen. He lied to me, too. He didn't want the cash, he wanted the journal. He told me he was only robbing the safe for cash to start his own business, and that Mr. Finch's journal was filled with secrets he could sell. He said the store was already legally Robert's, and you were just going to be let go. The key, the paper key. I pressed, holding the document tightly. The journal has a letter inside it, Leo confessed, his eyes wide. A letter from Mr. Finch to Robert. It says Robert can't have the store until he proves he's responsible by finding the secret second safe. If the journal is destroyed, the original will kicks in, and the store is his. The paper key is the journal itself, the proof that he's still playing by Mr. Finch's rules. I didn't steal the journal, Elias. I took it to keep it safe from him. Where is it? I demanded. Not on me. I hid it. I was texting Robert's burner phone, pretending to be a fence, trying to get him to meet me to buy the journal back so I could hand him over to the police. I wanted to fix my mistake. Just then, Robert's voice echoed down the street. I know you're here, Elias. Don't make this worse for yourself. Leo gripped my arm, his voice a low plea. The journal is hidden behind the loose brick in the back wall of the old coal furnace, the one in Mr. Finch's basement workshop. It's the only proof you have of his scheme, and the only way to meet the will's condition. Go. He pushed me away and, before I could process his words, stepped out from behind the truck. Hey, Robert. Leo yelled. Looking for someone? Robert stopped dead, staring at Leo with murderous shock. You were supposed to be gone. Did you tell him? I told him nothing, Leo interrupted, holding his hands up in a gesture of surrender. But I have the journal. And I'm not giving it to you, Robert. Not for all the cash in the world. You're finished. Robert's eyes darted from Leo to the truck, then back to Leo. He knew I had to be close. He made a split-second decision. He charged at Leo, throwing a punch. Leo stumbled back, buying me the few crucial seconds I needed. I didn't hesitate. I saw Leo fall, but I kept running. I didn't stop until I reached the corner, turning back just in time to see Robert standing over my best friend. Robert bent down, pulled something small and dark from his belt, and then raised his arm high above Leo's head. I couldn't see what it was, but I knew I had to act now.